Expert and the Misfits continue to collide here in HGC Europe. Misfits is up 2-0 though, and you and I were talking about it during the break. Yep. They just seem to be playing much more patient.
Yeah, it seems that way. They just let Expert come to them, and unless they really see a golden opportunity, like for example finding that Jaina down towards mid lane, they will just sit back. Just let them come to them, just let them kind of ram up against the unstoppable force that is Misfits, and then almost kill themselves off.
Yeah, apply the pressure when you're ready to go. All right, guys, Battleground number 3. Where are we going? Remember, the bands Braxis and Towers of Doom will not be available. We played on Dragonshire. We just finished up on Infernal Shrines. And game number 3, we are going to Sky Temple, which is a strong map for Misfits. We've seen them here in the past. It just seems like the big 3 actually run a Sky Temple really well. It's one of those battlegrounds that if you don't control the middle of the map, you just start to fall apart.
The big 3 has an exclusive Sky Temple club. You're not allowed in.
Like, I have a Skype group, they're talking about it. Yeah. Yo, I love the Sand Demons. They're so awesome looking. Cool. That boss, everyone throws there. Yeah, so we've seen Misfits on Sky Temple before. This is their pick. They are comfortable here. It opens up a lot of avenues. It gives you the global powers that we've seen in the past. Falstad to Haka. Suddenly these heroes become strong. Yep. And there's not much unorthodox you can run here.
Yeah, it's funny because actually, you know, we've seen Butcher from Expert on this map in the past, but you're right, it is a little bit more difficult to run something out of the ordinary. So we're looking at globals. How are they going to control the globals? Do they ban the Hacker themselves and take Falstad first? Or does Misfits even let Tassadar through again because they feel that Team Expert just won't take it themselves? So the Hacker is going to be the ban, like we mentioned.
So the Haka the ban here. Misfits now get to elect what they would like to get rid of. Tassadar is the choice. Expert.
Surely Falstad, surely.
Have they played Falstad in the past year? I mean, surely that's my immediate go-to, but they take Malfurion instead. Okay. Misfits should take Falstad.
Yeah, this is Malfurion, still a very good choice for number 1. And then, yeah, Falstad and something for Misfits. They could go down the Tychus path, unless they feel that they really want their healer again, because in the previous game they really wanted Rehgar in this first rotation after Malfurion was picked up first. So maybe Rehgar and something. Rehgar Falstad I would like.
For me, I would go Falstad ETC or Falstad Ragnaros would be my 2 with a strong foundation. Because I think Brightwing has value on this map, so you can go the Brightwing route, you have your picks. And Splinter runs a relatively solid Brightwing, but I can see your case for the Rehgar. Just having that healer on the side just gives you that wave clear. And of course, keep it alive.
The only thing I'm basing that off is how quickly they prioritized it before, but they go for Varian early, knowing that Varian was banned by Expert in the second rotation in the previous game. So
and Tychus.
Yeah.
Wow. So Misfits looking to bring the fight to Expert this time here. Especially if they give Expert the ability to grab the globals here. If they get Falstad, that means Misfits will go in for the hard engage.
Well, again, for Europe, they're basically the Tychus anomaly, right? They're the ones that have won 100% of the time with him and continue to win 100% of the time with him. So I don't mind it in the slightest. Last game, they won with it again with that first pick. It was just a question, as to who was going to be that one. Were they going to focus on that healer that they wanted? But anyway, Expert, it has to be ETC and something, surely.
Yeah. ETC, surely. I gotta agree with you. It's interesting how Varian's become more of the anti-global warrior in a way, because he forces engages so hard that if you don't have the quick rotations, you're gonna lose a member, and there's no point even like rotating down. There's Johanna, and there's Thrall. Wow.
I mean, there's no point in trying to predict them anymore.
I'm done trying with your compositions here. Okay, so they have Wave Clear, they have their Malfurion, and they have Thrall, so they do have this strength here to get engages. They also have Earthquake to lock down Varian if they would like to go that route. I'm getting more partial to Sundering the more I play Thrall lately, though. Just because of the strong CC, the condemn that you get from Johanna. You have your lockdown. All you gotta do is apply pressure and win team fight. But let's see what they want to go here, as Misfits will now be banning.
So I think it's fair to say that Thrall has fallen off quite a bit in the European region. We did see him 2 series ago, so that means the last series of yesterday, from B-Genius, but in last pick. So to see a Thrall come in halfway through the draft here is very, very interesting. It must mean that they have to have something up their sleeve. Like, I don't know if a Thrall was up their sleeve, but there must be something else.
I have a thought in my head, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, no.
Because you'll make fun of me, so we're going to wait here until we get the other 3. And And then if it comes out, I'll say, I told you so. That's how it works.
I think, I already know what you're theorizing. You're theorizing Gravo Bomb from Earthquake, aren't you?
Yep.
How do I know you this well?
That's just how it is, man. It's been ran by Synergy in the past. Expert would be the wonky team to pull it out. And if you're playing as a team that has multiple melees, you can't connect it, and you control the temples already. But that's that far, far off the cliff draft.
There's a hashtag for that.
Yep, there is one. There is one. Misfits grab their Rhaegar, grab their Ragnaros, so they got both our R boys here in the 2 slots.
This is the issue. Like, Team Expert gels as a team so well with these brilliantly thought out compositions, but when you take compositions like this, you give your opponents everything they want.
Yeah.
Everything. Look at that lineup right now. That is, you know, first tier pick after first tier pick after first tier pick after first tier pick. Now, Team Expert, you, my friends, you've got to have the magic. Show us your magic, my friends.
What is the magical maneuver here that works out for Team Expert? Butcher could work in this if you get the Earthquake down, you get the Johanna, and you get the blinds. That's
not me just doubting the approach that Team Expert just kind of approaches this game with, because I love watching them. They're amazing.
It works.
They've propelled themselves so high, but what is it?
Jaina and Medivh.
Medivh.
Okay.
Is that... I mean, Earthquake into Ring of Frost is cool.
Where's your kill at, though? Where do you secure the takedowns? I guess Thrall is your confirm on a variant?
I mean, this is actually, looking at the compo, it's actually a lot of consistent damage. A lot of the burst, obviously, is in Jaina, but there's still a lot. How did Falstack get all the way down here? Misfits has a glorious composition. Like, insanely good.
They're sitting in the driver's seat, and they have one of those big, comfortable blankets you put over the seat, where you're just so comfortable and you're ready to drive for like 4 or 5 hours because they just have everything. They're so well set up right now, super comfy. They have their picks that they want. And then I look over at Team Expert, and I've been loving the odd, but it's been the conversation we've had for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, you love your odd stuff. We understand it. The bottom 4 teams, they can't handle it. Continue being you. But then we get against Misfits, the Fanatics, and we just see the odd stuff keep coming out. What they do have here is CC Central. They have slows everywhere here.
Yep.
Which do prime Medivh to apply his arcane missiles, constantly knocking off those Qs. Jaina can, of course, bring down anyone that comes their way. If she goes for the blow-up build, she can blow up variants. So there are things here. I see the wheels turning. I just look at Misfits, and it's freaking scary. That's a good comp.
Yeah. I really want to put on my concerned face. I mean, that's my concerned face, because poor Team Expert are in this weird spot where I don't mind their composition, but they have given everything to Misfits throughout this draft. This is the most concerned I've been for them. Even when the previous games had a hammer and a butcher in them, this one's the concerning one.
We'll see if it will pay off here for Team Expert as they take on Misfits here in game number 3. They have yet to win a match. Can they do it now? We'll find out here on Sky Temple.
All right, to the left-hand side, in the blue, we have Curson going to be on the Malfurion. Johanna will be played by Bad Benny. Up next is ADRD, of course, on the Medivh. We will have Blade on Thrall. And finally, to round things out, it's Nick going to be on Jaina.
To the right, Misfits have been showing pretty well here in the series. Splendor here on Rhaegar. Blumby will be playing Varian. Aggressive warrior there. Darkmoth will be playing Tychus. Hasuav's on the Falstad. And finally, Nurok on Ragnaros. And while we give criticism, I just want to say this real quick, while Expert has been picking the drafts that they want, obviously, in their minds, it's the best way for them to win. Because they have to win here. Of course. They want to go ahead of VC just as much as Misfits here.
I've not a single time have I minded the wild cards that Expert have thrown out, because they have thrown so many wrenches in the works for so many of their opponents, and they have proved that they deserve to be here at the top of Europe. Whether or not they can contend with the big 3 just yet here in Phase 1 remains to be seen.
If top 4 went to the Clash, Expert would be the team instantly on that 4th slot, I think.
No doubt.
Unfortunately, it's only 3 here, and Misfits has set out since the beginning of 2017 to go to these big tournaments. All they've wanted to do. And today they get the opportunity to secure that chance.
For me, Misfits has the same mentality that Bakery and Team Dignitas do, which is like, we want to be a world's top team. And they've stuck together through thick and thin when they didn't qualify for BlizzCon, when they got second place over and over at some of those European finals to Dignitas. And yeah, They're a well-oiled machine. It's hard to take down the Titan that is Misfits.
Yep, they're just delivering game after game, but they have to do it one more time here against Expert. ADRD on his Medivh will float around. Keep an eye on the opposing team. Both temples now activate. Engage here from Bad Benny, looking to get an engage here on Darkmok as he's playing the Tychus. ADRD will continue with the harass. Team is getting poked down relatively hard here. Misfits does pull away though. Sets up for the top temple. Falstad and Thrall will continue to battle it out in the bottom lane.
So let's think about this while these temples are going on, currently 1-for-1. Team Expert has a lot of wave clear, and thus are going to try and seize early control of this game very fast. Thrall is going to have a field day down here for quite a while against a Falstad, and then, you know, he has to rotate earlier than Falstad anyway, so that kind of evens out when these temples come alive. Johanna, Jaina, very good, strong wave clear to actually just propel them through this early game as well. So this is where Team Expert's going to thrive. This is where they need to get some advantage and do damage.
And this is where Misfits are thrive themselves. Warbringer, level 4.
True.
Now they have their engage. They're solid stuns here. Granted, they don't have major bursts. They have their hammering and they have their Tychus, but still the engages are what's great for stopping a team like Expert when they have these portals constantly popping out. Blade with the rotation though. Blumby low on health here. Will stun on top of ADRD, but ADRD comes on the side and gets a pickoff.
Yeah, very good stuff. This is exactly what they have to get done here. And you know, a lot of their freedom in that fight was alleviated because they had such a good wave clear. Because they could all be here in this position against something like a global in Falstad that technically, yes, rotates faster, but because all the waves were cleared, Expert could equal that.
5-5. The experience here, slightly ahead here for Expert. Giants will be grabbed next for our two teams. They can start moving down there. ADRD, in fact, is being aggressive on the Giants in the bottom right, looking out for Varian. And there they are, getting ready for their engage. A portal could happen at any point, so Blumby is not one to start there. Nura, cool man.
Bye.
Behind the wall instantly there.
Yeah.
Splinter, though, takes the opportunity to start grabbing the Giants. With the portal being down, there isn't a hard engage available unless we have the tanks come in. ADRD in trouble here. Molten Core's been popped already, though, for Misfits. They're looking to take this fight now.
I love that they put Molten Core to push them off of this because they really didn't want to give up that card.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
The grenade from Darkmok to knock back Jaina out of her portal jump there allowed for him to secure a takedown.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So, Expert, again, just kind of having to, you know, bundle up their losses and go elsewhere and look for more prizes, and they'll find it in that easy camp. But look at that, already Misfits is on top of it. Thanks to the fact that Jane is so far away, Expert doesn't quite have the linchpin that they need down here in the terms of the damage. So Misfits wins out this little fight as well.
Starting the exchange, Ball sits head top here to stop this experience lead that has been gained by Expert. Luckily, Thrall is already on the way there to help out with the experience at the same time, but the game has evened out after that slight interaction between both our teams. Yeah,
that Giant survived, so in essence, Misfits didn't win out that fight too easily. They'll clean that up now, though, so it's okay. If Expert had have escorted that Giant a little bit further, then yeah, maybe it could have slowly gained them momentum, but as I say, equalizing out. Good timing on the hard camp, as Falstad can just go on down there. Likewise, Thrall has to start moving as well, but Johanna already seizing location. Only going to try and push her off.
So hold it well here. Needs to be careful, but with Splinter on the top right, he has a healer to help him out, as well as Darkmok for the aggressive play here. The blind comes out, the portal already up though for ADRD, saving his Johanna. Falstad though, starting the rotation. Heading to the middle lane here, can fly in at any point, which means that Misfits grabs the point. And they will have a 5v4 if there's ever an interchange that happens here. ADRD on the left side, looking for a point to go in.
Absolutely. Two of the strongest warriors on this bottom temple especially are things like Muradin and Nubarak, because they can dwarf toss or burrow charge out of that situation across this little ravine towards the bottom. But because you've got Medivh, any warrior can do that now. Any warrior, you just throw them in and then get those portals in. So that's the comfort that Expert has with this comp down towards this second temple phase. Misfits wrestled them off very nicely and has caught up in experience. Nice.
Really good point. And with Jaina and Thrall peeling off through all the top lane, Jaina in the middle, they forfeit this temple, but they get pressure moving in, and they've achieved a little bit of pressure on the top right fort there. As the mercenaries were able to get over there, Thrall was able to beat down a few of the damage as well here. So Misfits, although slightly behind in experience and also grabbing the temple, still was changed out here by Expert. Ooh, big portal in though. Blumby on the left side is able to walk away. Ragnaros bringing in the movement speed, but Blumby still getting caught. Here's Splendor with the heal.
that level 1 and 7 really helping on out there for Blumby, with the heals coming out from Splendor as well. So let's see now as Team Expert just looks with their level 10s. They've got Earthquake, Blessed Shield, we have Ring of Frost, a Leyline Seal, and finally Twilight Dream.
So lots of AoE here.
Where are they going?
For Team Expert. They're portaling underneath the fort.
Oh!
Odin's been popped. Ancestral comes out, though. There's the exchange, but still, with all the abilities being hit here on Tychus, being focused down. Splendor hits by the Ring of Frost. Here comes Ragnaros, so big Molten Swing. Nick is going to be popped there. Jaina low on health. We also have Thrall on the back. Another Molten Swing. Runic Blast at the same time. Blade in trouble on the back right. Hasuavs and Ragnaros will help clean up that fight there. A 2-for-2 trade.
How they managed to salvage these situations. Misfits, I can't believe, trying to block him in there. Cleanse goes out on towards him. And he also has Iron Skin as well. So Bad Benny will get out of there for the cost of that Gust. Yeah, I mean, a great little attack by Expert down towards that fort, but when there's a Ragnaros on the opposite side and Molten Swing hitting that many members, ooh, that's painful.
You gotta watch out for that hard engage because of Ragnaros being able to show up.
I mean, so think about the power of abilities in this game. When you're in Molten Core, Molten Swing is like a heroic.
Yeah.
You are stunned. You can potentially stun your entire opposing team if they are in range of it. That's the power of Molten Swing. The other two abilities that you get, like with the Meteor Shower as well as the Runic Blast, they're good, but Molten Swing is the real lynch. That's massive if you hit it.
Yeah, he literally feels like a raid boss. You can't get close to him or he'll be burned down by all the abilities available for Ragnaros. So gotta watch out for it. Team Expert, though, looking for more of a fight here, connecting already down here on the right. Falstad's in the top, so Hostile versus Thrall. A bit of a weird dance between Thrall and Falstad, because the Hammer Ranks can poke Thrall down, but Thrall, if he ever lands a wolf on top of Falstad, he can chunk him to at least half health, so that engage will continue. Falstad, though, has rotated down, ready to fly in if the team yells for the assist.
And he's going to head back up towards and try and rival Thrall there. So as long as he plays his cards right and stays out of range, doesn't get hit by a wolf, he should be fine. Hasuavs against Blade. That's a lot of damage. Does get hit by a wolf. He's trying to go forward anyway, trying to get this kill. Earthquake's been used. Gust's been thrown out as well here. This nice little one-on-one. Both will escape with their lives. But if any kind of wind fury attacks had hit Hasuavs, the story could have been different. But obviously, Hasuavs only needed one more attack.
And the trade-off is in favor of Hasuavs there, with the cooldown being much lower on the Mighty Gust. And they get a big rotation here as Malfurion is rotated to the top to help out with the Thrall engage because he's losing that fight. And so Fly just allows him to fly down and they go straight for the boss.
This was a really beautiful call. Despite them burning the Gust of Wind, the Mighty Gust. Oh, but that being said,
the Leyline Seal actually allowed for the steal to happen. Blumby just got locked down by Leyline Seal, and Expert takes away the boss call there. You can't forget about the seal, and now Expert just pushes the bottom lane.
So I didn't expect Team Expert to rotate and actually Leyline Seal to be as impactful as it was, but that was... All right, yeah. I thought it was a beautiful move by Misfits, but them not having Mighty Gust there was, never underestimate Leyline Seal. Wow. One
of the few heroics besides Sanctification that is helpful in stealing those bosses. Completely negate anyone standing there. They are taking down the game in the state of stasis, so they're able to steal away the boss. A cleanup here will occur for Misfits, but a slight blunder definitely costs them as they lose the temple at the top. They also lost a Varian, and they got pressure on their bottom lane.
If only Blumby's name was Blunder, that would be the best little thing. But anyway, hard camp going to be taken here by Misfits as well. So yeah, it's uncharacteristic. I thought that they'd timed it out. I really did, but no, not to be the case. The Team Expert sees that. They're going to be hard camp for hard camp up towards the top. So if they can clean that up, that would be good. Expert with a lead in this game. Really, really good.
Having a fort standing in the middle lane, good for them here. Slightly a lead shift experience too. They are in a great spot in terms of the game just after that boss call.
I mean, more so to the point of this composition than any other that we've seen from Team Expert. Aside from the Medivh, it's actually a very normal composition. Relatively at least, compared to their usual go-tos. So this, showing that Expert has a lot of flexibility about them. They picked up the Thrall Johanna before second bans, and they are making it work right now.
Yeah, you actually have a point there. Imagine if we had a Zeratul instead of the Medivh. We would look at this comp and say, oh, this is pretty normal. So that's actually a really, really clever key there that you just mentioned. So clear here at the bottom.
Yeah, the one thing that's been hard for them is that actually ADRD has had a very difficult time stacking Master's Touch because of the composition he's going up against. He knows that there's so much poke from things like Volstad, Ragnaros, Tychus, that he has been cordoned off being able to get those stacks. So it's going to take him a little bit longer than it normally does. We're at 11 minutes and he's about 60% in compared to his usual almost finished around this time.
And that problem is compounded by the hard engage from Varian. If he ever drops in to get those stacks, get the force of will, then Varian shows up and suddenly can break him down. Okay, so we're about to hit level 16 for our teams. Misfits will be hitting 16 here as well, as Expert has already hit it. I would not get the shield breaker on Varian against a Medivh, because believe it or not, reabsorption will take all that health. I learned that the hard way one day in Hero League.
Oh yeah.
Temple's activating in the 13 seconds here for our teams. One to the very top, one in the middle. Misfits is already set up and primed to start grabbing the Temple. They do have the better control if Thrall's not there with the Earthquake, so Blumby will be aggressive here.
Yes, just going for that Maul strike. Again, synergized with 1 through 7. 1 and 7, I should say. And just looking for the potential portal if Bad Benny needs it. Looking to soak up any damage there from that rear top. Look how fast he dies to Tychus. Oh god. The bane of any warrior player. Tychus and that minigun.
Even on Johanna and Tychus now in Odin form. Bad Benny is forced to retreat. The Iron Skin's been popped, so he's going to take damage here. Hammering connects as well. Bad Benny low. Can Darkbot get it? Force of will. He shows up the last second here. Big portal though. As a possible engage threatens Misfits to walk away. Falstad heads back to the top.
It's the best mantra for this video game. It's just keep pressuring the warrior. And look how much they did to him. Look, once again, they're on Varian here. Likewise, an opposite attack. That's going to be a Mighty Gusto on towards 4 of them. There's going to be the Earthquake going down. Jaina ends up getting blown up in a matter of seconds there from the Molten Core being used by Ragnaros on the left-hand side. Blumby is almost down with here. He's going to go back in for the fight on towards Blade. He stays alive barely. Bad Benny will bring him down with that shield. And that is going to be ADRD having to get out. He doesn't want to lose his Master's Touch stacks, and he does. He goes down as well.
That was a 1-4-3 trade in the favor of Misfits. At first, it was super scary. The Mighty Gust pushing all 5 members, and Earthquake Brawl in the middle of your team. But with the burst of Jaina, a lot of the burst damage went away from Team Expert, and Misfits controlled the situation well. Blumby just stayed on top of Thrall, made sure to connect with him when he went for the Wind Furies, and he was good to go. Lost his life, but the trade was definitely worth it for the team. They grab both temples now, as Misfits takes that fight and grabs the lead.
All right, so yeah, they're now Misfits here. They see Team Expert from game to game to game has prolonged their lead. They've had the lead before level 10s, and then they've each game prolonged it just a little bit longer, but then all of a sudden Misfits just comes in and says, nope, we're taking that with you with one team fight, and then they just kind of eventually scale out of control. So
now, Fierce?
Oh, Bad Benny is very, very low.
Jaina low on health there, but now Bad Benny, as you mentioned, is low too, getting poked here from the side here. Darkmok, once again, using Odin, helping out with the front line here, holding down the temple. Mighty Gust is still available, and so is Taunt, so Expert needs to be careful. However, Layla and Seal, Ring of Frost, Blessed Shield, and Earthquake will be up soon. Misfit needs to retreat, and they will.
Gonna take on hard camp, push themselves to that 20. Don't do another boss call like the previous one.
It. Go for it. just do it.
You just want to see more games. Admittedly, I do as well.
I mean, throw pits make me happy, man. They're like one of the best parts in this game.
not low cores, no?
No, not those. Not those, Hilarious.
Don't hate me.
What is it, 16 games have been core rushes that have not worked out in the HGC since you've been casting in Europe? Stats don't lie.
I think our observer Cullen said it was like 13 with him alone, and it's only me. It's nobody else. I can't believe.
I mean, we can. We all watch it.
Yes, it is actually a reality.
Clicked on Reddit all the time. 18 to 18 here. Our teams are racing towards 20 right now. In terms of actual isolation, we shouldn't have any major picks unless it comes from Expert. Expert now down on the boss, setting up here. Blumby will show himself to reveal that, okay, I'm here, guys. If you go for that, you should respect me. I can go for the engage. And a massive portal from Expert as they try to turn around on Blumby, but he was wise, automatically on the retreat while Falstad's pushing top lane.
Right, so yeah, slow around this boss. Do not want to be taking too many risks at all. Level 16 for Johanna, Holy Renewal, so she's getting a bit more healing off the back of that. I mean, a lot of the focus has been on her anyway, so she needs as much sustain as possible. The other talents at that level, it's like, you know, you can try and, you know, have the little hammer spinning around you. It's a little bit more extra damage, but it's not that great. Actually, it has a very good win rate, actually.
It has a good animation, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's cool, but definitely the pick here is great for Johanna to stay alive. Blumby looking for engage. We'll drop the Q on Bad Benny. 20 ever so close here for Misfits. Constant tug of war. ADRD will scout out everyone on the field here. There is one temple to the top, but I think this is the case of ignoring the temple.
Yes.
Because the boss is more scary.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that we could see here from Misfits is once they're 20, they can just send Volstad up there and be lickety-split down towards the bottom very quick to actually rival that if they need to. But he's not moved up there just yet. In fact, he's on the absolute opposite side of the map right now.
They're probably wanting to engage right now. They have a small window here.
True.
With the epic mount, they can jump in, go for a mighty gust. Got to watch out for Bad Benny, though, with that Iron Skin. There it is.
Oh.
There it is. Nick on the back right. Sulfura smash to connect. The Force of Will is a little too late, but the reabsorption is going to be enough there. Odin has been popped. Ring of Frost popping out as well. And Misfits is actually losing this fight right now. They lose their Varian. Blumby gets focused down.
Because Expert anticipated everything as soon as they saw the Volstad fly. That was the shield from ADRD coming out against that Sulfura smash that Nick was hit by was just brilliant stuff. He was at full health after everything had been said and done. Just great reactions from Expert.
And here's the Leyline still. Darkmonk just attempting to keep Nurok alive. Nurok is trying to retreat. He's going to use his Q there, but he doesn't get away from here. And now 2 members down for Misfits. And Team Expert is making a play for the boss.
Yeah, you have free reign. I mean, admittedly, you need to get it done in the next 10 seconds because Volstad might try and challenge, but he can't now because he's burnt his fly. He's going up to the top to get the temple. So they are looking to just use Gust in the defense, slow down Team Expert from this boss and kill, whilst just trying to find as much damage as possible because they know they can't fight right now.
Misfits here are on the back foot as Expert is fighting for not only their life here in this best of 5 series, but also for a chance to go to Katowice. Winning this gives them the chance to get into that top 3 and deal with Incognito Fnatic. Expert here pushing in. Misfits on the right side. There will be a Ragnaros in 14 seconds. Misfits needs to be careful, but they also want to delay this long enough. Ooh, the Ring of Frost. They're missing out.
Expert would love to get as much damage on possible onto this keep. There's going to be the Gust. They want to do. Misfits likewise wants to burn this down, but the portal back in means that the pressure can continue. This boss is healthy, Trixler. They could make this happen here.
Continue to push here. Ragnaros will be up.
Ragnaros
Core is going to be huge for the defense here. Ragnaros are sieging down. Watch for Nick.
Expert has to move to the right-hand side. They do not want to be in range of Molten Swing, but at least they want to try and get some damage on towards the core. I don't think they're going to get any done, though, as much as they tried with that boss coming in. Sulfura smash on towards Curson doesn't even really do anything thanks to the Force of Will coming out. And Misfits now, they've survived, but that was one of Team Expert's best opportunities to finish the game. They didn't quite clinch it. Game's not over yet, though.
But getting that keep was important.
Yes.
Getting that keep does allow them to counterbalance the map. As there is top pressure from the catapults already. I think it's more in favor of Misfits because they have the pressure on the top, so the next boss, if we do get to that stage, is more easy for them to grab, as Expert will be forced to defend.
And the fact that they have Volstad to easily clean up their particular lane if they need to be.
That is very, very true here. Volstad in the top left here. Medivh is scouting it out. ADRD up here with Blade as well. Volstad will be forced to Hearthstone away. Can't fly in at any point, but all also has to do here is just control that bottom lane, control that middle lane, and be ready to fly in for his team. So his team will play near him. Watch out for the leyline seal, though. That's a scary threat for Misfits.
This is a tense moment, because as you mentioned, Expert's life to go to Katowice is on the line. And for everybody on their team, people like ADRD, as the fight is going to break out here for the moment, he would love to play in front of the crowd in Poland. Absolutely, it would be a huge favorite. Likewise, Team Expert would be for that home crowd if he was able to go. But that is hanging by a thread right now.
And it is. Here in game number 3, Misfits going to have to deal with the catapults down the bottom right. Expert will grab some mercenaries to the top left, and Temple will spawn soon to add even more weight to this game. Temples will be grabbed for our teams. Someone needs to go back. There we go. Finally, False able to fill that catapults in the bottom there. It's always so worrisome when you see the catapults get there, and whether or not someone's going to defend it.
There may be moments where ADRD tries to exploit that. If he's able to spot a Falstad actually flying back, he may drop into the fight, that the 4-man that he's currently following, look for a leyline seal, and hope for his team to be like pursuing off the back of it.
Yeah.
That would be one of the best ways for them to try and find weakness in Misfits here. It's very, very difficult to execute, though.
Expert set up on the right side here, waiting for Hasselhoff to overextend. Hasselhoff, though, playing wise. does not get picked off. Johanna in the front here, clearing out this wave, just continuing with the pressure. And activating temples now. One in the bottom, one in the middle. Falstad can control the middle here. The rest of the team expert can move down to the bottom right and deal with Misfits. Very tense moment for our teams. Yeah,
definitely. There is no leeway here at all. Even if they trade 1-for-1, it probably still goes in favor of Misfits. So this is good that Expert has actually been able to seize both of them to start off, because there was so much damage on the middle keep for Team Expert, but now, God, they've gotten so much damage here already. That's very, very good trade there for Team Expert.
Yeah, they get a keep in the middle of the map here. Misfits will be able to grab some pressure of their own here in the middle. Should be able to get their own keep, but the map is deteriorating for both our teams. Lumby on the right side has been scattered by Bad Benny. There goes for the Blessed Shield. ADRD here with the damage as well. Nurok going for the engage. Here's Hasselhoff on to Bad Benny. Oh gosh, Blumby goes straight on the nick here. The reabsorption though is going to be huge. Bad Benny does escape though with the portal.
Jeez, the falls, the shields coming out, slowing all of this down. That's going to be Earthquake coming in as well here. And it will be Bad Benny taking quite a bit of damage. I think he still has Indestructible available to him. Falstad falls! Falstad falls! Expert here is on the warpath. If they can get more from this, that could be game.
Misfits wants to keep him here though. There are catapults already on the core of Team Expert.
True.
So Darkbox going for the engage.
That's why
Hasselhoff was so aggressive.
No!
The catapults, the Winions back home are destroying Expert right now. They have to escape. Here's Nurok to slow down the push as well.
31.
The Runic Blast, slowly but surely, the catapults did do enough damage to the core, but it was finally cleaned up by the minions at home, but massive damage done. Now Misfits have to retreat home and defend their own core, as two are currently hitting on the right side, but the temples still up for grabs.
This is coming down to the absolute wire here in game number 3 as Misfits, they had a stumbling block there. They had that moment where Falstad fell, and they had to be absolutely panicked in that moment. It takes such keen eyes to see the fact that their core was being pressured, and now look how low that keep is, and it's gonna fall. Right.
Up engagement around the boss here. Bad Benny moving in forward. Blumby in trouble. Big Sulfur Smash coming out. The Euro position will connect.
Europe might die here.
Hasselhoff can fly in. Ancestor Healing has been popped out. Blade in trouble. Mighty Gust on the Blade. Blade is bolting away here.
Yeah, and he gets out, and that's going to also be Bad Benny in the middle of things, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to survive the situation. Ring of Frost comes out to try and slow him down from actually getting there. Oh, but he tries to go through the portal, and Johanna dies instantly as she just barely doesn't get through. Misfits now looking for more damage and looking to try and finish the game now that their front line is gone.
They're going for the chase. Nick is in the bottom right against Ragnaros. Kirsten's on the left side here, wanting to assist his Jaina, but that will not be the case. The taunt comes out from Blumby. Blade on the right side, realizing that it could be futile if his team is picked off here. Goes for the engage. Submerge pops out for Ragnaros. ADRD helping with the assist at the same time. Only 2 members left here for Team Expert.
Misfits holds on Sky Temple, and they make it look good here. I can't believe that kill on towards Jane. Hasselhoff's flying in, forcing so many responses out as Medivh falls as well. Important note, he never finished his Master Touch throughout this entire game because of the back and forth fighting, and that will be Misfits taking not only the 3-0, but taking themselves a spot guaranteed at Katowice for the Western Clash.
That's right, the first team here in HGC to get their spot in Katowice. Congratulations to them here. Misfits getting a 6-0 over here on Expert with that victory. Major win for them, and they got to be feeling good. 2017, we kept talking about it week after week. That's what they wanted to do, and they came out and they delivered.
Absolutely. The road to Katowice for Team Misfits here is technically over. They have got themselves that spot at Katowice now, but that's only 50% of their battle for now, because they are wanting to go into the Western Clash. They know that they can clinch it with the skills and tools that they have to them. It's all about executing it now in Katowice.
That's all they got to do, man. A couple more weeks, and we'll get to watch them clash against the best in Europe and the best in North America. On the other side of the coin, Expert. They're a team that we continue to watch week in and week out. Impress us. This week, though, I missed out a little bit on what they could have had.
Right. What can I say really about Expert? They showed at the very beginning of Phase 1 that they are a menace. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Then they ran up against the big 3, and that is a completely different test here in HGC Europe. And they were toppled, but there is glimmers there to show that this team, Team Expert, going into Phase 2, the later stages of HGC Europe, they're going to be an absolute contender, and they're going to try and bring the fight to the big three.
They continue will to do so. But we now look at our victor here. Darkmock, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Give
Hello.
me some emotion. Congratulations. You're the first team to be slotted into Katowice. How does it feel?
It feels great. Like for us, it means a lot being the #1. So yeah, we're really happy right now, or I am really happy right now.
Yeah, the goal started out for you guys at the beginning of the year, 2017. I know I had an interview with you one-on-one where you guys talked about it. This is what we want. We want to go to these clashes. We want to go to BlizzCon. The feeling has to be outstanding, and I just want to say congratulations again to you, man. Wonderful job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Talk to us about the series then. Obviously, going up against Team Expert, it's always a bit of a roller coaster, is a good way to look at it. What were you expecting coming into this series, and were you expecting things like Butcher, things like Hammer? Talk to us.
Yes, for sure. We thought that their way to beating us is in draft, but Splendor had a good read on them. He said that they will not play Tassadar, so we didn't focus on him because they like to play against it. And yes, I think it turned out to be good to draft like Splendor.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, your next matchup is against Strict Esport. Is there a moment here where you guys start to relax a little bit, or is it full drive for 2017 for your team?
We want to win every single match, and maybe on paper they are a worse enemy than Expert, but we take every game seriously. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we respect our opponents.
I also wanted to ask you, yesterday we saw a lot of your Sonya gameplay. What do you think about Sonya, being one of the best assassins in Europe?
I think Sonya was always viable, even though no one played her, but the buffs just made sure that she will be picked now.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. We're excited, Calaris and myself, to see you at the Western Clash, man. Make sure to bring your A game. Before we let you go, shout-outs.
Shout-outs to everyone watching right now, especially my family and my friends, my girlfriend, and to Misfits, our sponsor. Thanks.
Darkmock, again, congratulations. Securing a spot in Poland with the rest of his team. He has a girlfriend playing video games. That guy is living the life right now here in HGC Europe. But yeah, I'm just happy for Misfits, Last year in 2016, they had the thing about Fnatic where they went for those crazy standings, and now they have this comeback here in 2017 to show how strong of a team they are. In fact, they're at the very top of the standings. Let's take a look at that. 6-0 is a Misfits. Incredible. Would you have thought that?
Actually, I will go against the curve and say no, because in some of those interviews we heard, it's no big secret that Misfits, or previously My Insanity, had problems online sometimes. They would always qualify last for things weirdly and then go on to place like in second. But they seem to have dispelled all of that. It looks like the league format has really kind of allowed them to rise to this height in the European scene online, not only offline, and they've really kind of dispelled all of those little kind of myths that came out.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they will be going to the Clash, which is, again, a big deal for them and a big deal for us here at the HGC. It's so cool to finally see all the stuff coming together. Remember, all those that compete at the Western Clash will be the 3 from North America, 3 from Europe, 1 from LATAM, and 1 from ANZ. So excited to see that matchup. It's going to be an explosive weekend. I believe it's a weekend, 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
Of exciting stuff here. More here as well. $100,000 prize, $30,000 will be the first place prize. So they walk away with a nice chunk of change. Could buy a few hamburgers, maybe even a Chipotle burrito there.
Yeah, you could.
You could.
That's a lot.
That's definitely what I would go for.
Normally my go-to is, how many Yu-Gi-Oh cards would I buy with that amount of money?
The holographic ones? Or
I set that precedent way back in ESL Major League, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Cool.
That's definitely good to go.
I'm going to be sad, though, because I won't be joining you for the Western Clash. My talents are needed elsewhere, apparently.
They'll be there for StarCraft, so we'll maybe try and yank them on to look at a couple
things.
One game,
maybe?
Maybe one game. Double elimination bracket, too. So it's going to be an action-packed weekend. I know I'm pretty pumped for it. I know you'll be fun for it, too, for both Heroes and StarCraft. So, just quickly before we start jumping into it, we know some of our NA guys that could be going there. Temple Storm is probably one of the front runners there. Let's say Temple Storm takes on this team here, Misfits. Who wins it?
I think currently You know, last time you asked me this question, I did my little joking laugh, ha ha ha, and stuff like that. But Misfits right now is on a different level. Not only to what we're seeing at America right now, which just kind of needs to bind themselves together just a little better. But even when we saw them going up against Fnatic, saw them going up against Dignitas, the Fnatic series was quite close, yes. But currently, for me, Misfits is the big favorite for winning that Western Clash. They're looking really good.
I could see that. And tomorrow, we actually have Fnatic taking on Dignitas, so that's going to be a really good series to start the day on. Like, it doesn't stop here in Europe.
Never stops.
Nothing but an amazing series. You get tons of depth, and honestly, I cannot wait here. So here is the schedule for tomorrow. We will be opening up with that. Dignitas taking on Fnatic. Later on, Synergy in the Playing Ducks again, continuing to surprise.
It's an important series for both of those teams to try and put themselves in a better position here in Phase 1. Playing Ducks kind of sitting around the middle right